Alright guys, so welcome to the channel. What we're actually doing today is reviewing all the concert tickets from all the concerts I've been to. Interesting. So we're going to start from 2003, which was actually pretty much one of the first concerts I went to. And then we're going to move on all the way to 2019 with the latest ones we have. So actually, as a disclaimer, let me say that the actually very first rock concert I went to was Deep Purple in 2000. It was actually in a shitty venue. It was not a good gig here in Athens, and I don't have good memories from it. But let's move on. Let's start with the first concert tickets from 2003. Let me grab those for you. And here is the first one. This is an Anathema concert. That was a 2003 concert here in Athens. It was only Danny and Vinny, the two guitar players, they're brothers. That was a very, very good gig. I remember it was December. It was really cold. Here in Greece. I went there with my best mate, and then we met the band after that. Pretty cool guys, very nice gig. So I'll remember that with love. Let's move to the second one. This was a Nevermore concert in 2003, 1st of October, 11th of October, as you can see here. This is a really old ticket, as you can tell from its condition. That was actually a really, really cool gig. One of my first metal gigs that I went to, if not the first metal gig. Very good memories from this concert, and Never actually played very, very nice. So that was for 2003. Moving on to 2004, we have here The Doors. This is actually more like a tribute band with Ian Astbury, Robbie Krieger, Ray Manzarek. It was a cool gig. I enjoyed it. Ian Astbury did a very good job. We also got a Robbie Krieger pick after the gig, so that was cool. It was a cool concert. I liked it. Moving on. This is actually a festival, a rock festival in Greece. It's called the Rockwave Festival. We had Judas Priest, Nightwish, Queenstrike, Nightfall. We also had Wasp, Running Wild, Soulfly, Dark Tranquillity, and Firewind. I remember this very, very well, actually. It was probably my first festival or something. Priest were amazing at that night. Wasp the same. I remember very much Soulfly from this gig. Soulfly played very, very good. And also I remember Nightwish from this gig, and they actually played very good. So that was a cool festival. Moving on, we got Scorpions in 2004. In Lycabettus Theatre. That was also a very nice gig. My first Scorpions gig. And actually I was very, very late getting there, so I rushed into the gig, and it was really, really nice gig. Alright, and the last one from 2004, we got Opeth. 6th of March 2004. That was my first Opeth concert. Very, very good. They played great, and actually the guitar player, Peter, this guy here, had his birthday on that day. So they actually brought up a cake on stage, and it was really, really nice. I really enjoyed that. All right, moving on, 2005. Phil Collins gig. Very nice, Phil Collins. It was actually before, she got all these health issues, so she could sing and play the drums pretty well. It was actually, I think, the only time Phil Collins came to Greece, and it was here in Athens. Very, very nice gig, and of course Phil was great at playing drums and singing back then, so I really enjoyed that. Moving on, we got a gig. The Mission was headlining this gig, but I actually went for Anathema, and as you will tell, I'm gonna show you a lot of Anathema tickets. I've been to a lot of Anathema concerts, so yeah. So I went there for them. I don't remember if I stayed for the Mission. I can remember that. It was a really good gig. It was unplugged, again, with Duncan Partison, ex-bassist from Anathema, who left the band at that point, long before that. But he actually was at this gig playing with the two brothers. And they also had a cello, which was pretty cool. So that was a good gig. And then we have Iron Maiden in 2005, Rockwave Festival again, I think it was, in Teravai Park, as you can see here. So that was a pretty good gig. My first Iron Maiden gig, that was. They played really good. I remember everything from that gig. Yeah, I really enjoyed that as well. And then the last one from 2005, we got Anathema. My first electric show of Anathema. It was in Rodon Club, which was a pretty cool venue. It's not open anymore. Very nice gig, and the setlist was crazy. I mean, they played like 3 hours or something. Played Metallica covers, Maiden covers, as far as I remember, and it was a really, really nice gig. Okay, let's get this out of the way. Okay, so you probably think I'm a really, really rock and metal guy so far, but in 2006, there was something I had to go, and it was this gig. The Shakira gig in the Olympic Stadium here in Athens. Actually, I wouldn't go there, but I had a girlfriend at the time, and she was like, okay, let's go, I would like to see her, and I'm like, okay, let's go. It was not a bad gig, you know, if you want to dance, it was really good. It was okay. And moving on to 2006, we got Scorpions with Whitesnake here. That was a good gig. I don't remember Scorpions very well, but I do remember Whitesnake. And I don't remember the opening act, probably I wasn't even there. Whitesnake played really good, but I can't remember the Scorpions one. Sorry guys. So, this was another Anathema gig. I think this was 2006, if you guys remember, any guys from Greece, from Athens, remember when was this gig, because I didn't actually manage to go to this one, but I did have the ticket, but I didn't actually manage to go there. Please let me know in the comments below if anyone remembers when this concert was. Alright, moving on. 2007, let me grab that for you. Alright, so 2007, we got another, basically Anathema gig, but this time it was only the guitar player from Anathema, Danny Cavana, as you can see here. I do not remember a lot from this gig, to be honest with you. But yeah, another time watching one of the Cavana brothers here in Athens. Okay, moving on. We got my first and only Mark Knopfler concert in 2008 in Lycabettus Theatre. That was a good gig. He didn't play, you know, a lot of Dire Straits stuff, but it was nice. The Lycabettus Theatre was packed with people. It was a really nice gig. I really enjoyed that. All right, let's move on to 2009. Another Anathema gig, as you can see here, supported by Rotten Christ and some other bands, Soundgeist, Everfailed, Playground. I don't know which this band is. No, Norpum or something. If anybody knows, let me know. Okay, so we traveled all the way to Crete, to Hania, to see Anathema. It was very, very hot. The gig was nice, although I don't remember I think the sound was a bit, you know, crazy at some point. But it was a nice gig. We enjoyed it, you know, had vacation in Hania and also had the gig. So that was nice. And then we're 2009 still. And this is May, 28th of May, 2009, as you can see here. And that was, of course, an AC/DC concert. That was a crazy concert. I mean, there were a lot of people there, but it wasn't actually, you know, like packed, like you couldn't move. It was actually a lot of people there, but it was like a big party, you know? And it was one of the best gigs of my life, this one. And also great stage performance, you know, and all that. Great show. All right. Let's move to 2010. And we have a concert by Jethro Tull here. That was actually in Teravibe again. That's the main venue for festivals, let's say. It's outdoors. That was a cool gig. I can't remember a lot from this day. But yeah, it's a Jethro Tull concert. All right, and moving on. This is a Greek artist, Pavlos Pavlidis. That was 29th of June. I think, yeah, that was 2010. I don't remember a lot from this gig, guys, so forgive me. Moving on, we have Metallica, the Big Four. This is a Big Four concert. Metallica, Slayer, Megadeth, and Anthrax. As you can see, also this happened in Terabyte Park. We got Stone Sour for support, Bullet for My Valentine, Mastodon. The price was 85 euros then. It was not a lot of money, I think, for four major thrash bands. Metallica were amazing that night. And yeah, it started raining when they played like on the second or third song. I can't remember which song it was, but it was great. I had really good time. And actually after the gig, me and my brother, we just missed the last train, and then we couldn't, get back. So we're waiting for, our parents to come pick us up. That was crazy. Okay, moving on, and this was a really bad gig. Bob Dylan, 2010, Terabyte Park. This was a bad gig because not only the guy played bad songs, but he couldn't actually sing. So we're seeing, like a 70-year-old guy trying to sing, paid 45 euros for the gig, as you can see here. And he couldn't actually sing one note. He was actually speaking. So that was not good. All right, moving on to the Nevermore, 2010, second Nevermore gig. And that was actually the last time I saw them. Unfortunately, Warrell Dane has died. So we're not gonna see them again, I don't think, at least with that lineup. So yeah, that was a very nice gig. Okay. Now let's go to 2011. This was in Milwaukee, in Wisconsin, in the United States, where I saw Opeth. I was studying there at the time, and I got the chance to see Opeth, and I think support was Catatonia at that day, can't remember. Really nice performance by both of the bands. Okay, and you see, the difference in the ticket. I don't actually like this one very much, but yeah, this is the ticket I got. Another festival, Rockwell Festival, 3rd of July. Okay, let me net here. All right, yes, 3rd of July. So we got Gaga Bordello, Caius Lives, and actually they were very good with John Garcia. Monster Magnet, Flogging Molly, they were pretty fucking good on this gig. Flogging Molly was a party. I mean, everybody was crazy about them. And then I don't remember the rest of the bands. Okay, but that was it. And actually, pretty good price, 28 euros for that. All right. Then we have Roger Waters, live. 65 euros for the gig. Okay, it's not a lot considering, all the gear and the show he's making. That was The Wall. It was on an indoors stadium, actually, basketball stadium in Oaka, as we call it. That was 2011. Actually, this was 3 gigs, 3 different days. I think 3 consecutive days, if I'm not mistaken. I paid for the first day, and then I went for the other 2 as a volunteer. So I didn't actually pay, and I got the chance to see before the gig to watch Roger Waters, performing and rehearsing the songs. So that was pretty cool. Another Iron Maiden concert. That was the second one, 2011. That was a really, really bad concert. They played like 1 hour, 20 minutes or 1.5 hours. They played shitty songs. I didn't like the set list at all. And I got the, the feeling that they were there just to make the money and go. So I didn't enjoy that concert from Iron Maiden. And moving on, one of the best concerts I've ever been to. This is Anneke van Giersbergen and Danny Cavanagh from Anathema. And she was the singer, I can't remember the band. From The Gathering, yes, The Gathering. So this was an indoors in a really small club here in Greece, An Club, for those who know it. So this was one of the best ones. They played, I don't know, about 2 hours. They were extraordinary, both of them. They played, separate sets. So first was Anneke and then it was Danny, or the other way around. And then they played together. They were fantastic, both of them. All right. Moving on to 2013. Another Anathema gig. As you can see, the ticket is a bit fucked up. Sorry about that. So I do not remember a lot about this gig. Let me see. Can't remember where it was. Oh, it was another acoustic gig. Yes, but I think it was Unclub, this one as well. But I don't remember a lot from this concert, guys. Alright, another festival here. Okay, Rockwave Festival again. Lana Del Rey, Echo and the Bunnymen, Iced Earth, Suicidal Tendencies At the Gates. Actually, I wanted to go to this festival to watch At the Gates play live, but I was late and I didn't actually see them. All I remember from this day was this band here, Iced Earth. I do not remember anything else, and I don't even think I stayed for Lana Del Rey. And if I did, I don't remember anything. Okay, let's see. Moving on, 2014. We got a Sievert Høyem concert, 24th September 2014. I was actually, I think, my first Sievert Høyem concert. He was great, great voice, great performance. I mean, I remember this day very well. Everything was great, and actually happened in this venue here, Stage Volume 1. Really nice venue for, you know, small concerts, but it's not in existence anymore. It's closed. Another Anathema gig, 30th of August 2014. Actually, this was in the same venue, Stage Volume 1. This was an okay gig. I also have some posts on YouTube from this gig. This was an okay Anathema gig, you know, typical performance, you know, good Anathema performance. It was okay. Right, let's move on to 2015. Another Rockwave Festival here. We got The Prodigy, Black Rebel Motorcycle Club, John Garcia, Judas Priest, Rotting Christ, and some other bands. They're not listed on the ticket. So I do remember The Prodigy from this concert. I do not remember John Garcia, probably I wasn't even there. And I also remember Judas Priest from that. That was a good night. Alright, another Anneke van Giersbergen concert. This time she was solo, acoustic, 17th of May 2015. There was a really nice show actually, this one. I was Anneke in a theater, all alone, with, you know, some screen behind her back, you know, playing some really nice videos and that. It was a really intimate gig. I really do love this gig. Okay, Daniel Kavanagh, another solo from Daniel of Anathema. I think this was in a bar in 2015. I think it was called Bullet Club or something. So yeah, that was not a very good gig. I mean, Danny was great, but you know, the sound was a bit fucked up at times, and the lighting, I didn't like the lighting at all. The lighting at all on this gig. But you know, 10 euros, good price, had a beer, watched Daniel perform. It was okay. Alright, and now we go to the good stuff. David Gilmour in Croatia. Arena Pula, as you can see here. Okay. So this was my first David Gilmour show, but not the last. This was in an ancient amphitheater in Pula in 2015. Amazing venue, amazing performance by David, exceptional sound, and you know the circular screen and all that. I mean, great gig. I remember this very well, every moment of this gig. And then again, you see this is an envelope, but this is actually an envelope from the Royal Albert Hall, where I had the pleasure of watching David one more time. So this is the ticket from the concert. Okay, let me focus. Okay, 3rd of October 2015. Another David Gilmour concert. Amazing venue. This was my first time and only time so far to the Royal Albert Hall venue. Amazing gig, amazing performance. I mean, what can I say? This place is historical. Great gig. Right. Okay, sorry. And this was the last ticket from 2015. This is an At the Gates concert. This was my first time watching At the Gates performing. It was a good gig, good sound, good crowd. Yeah, I enjoyed that. All right, let's move on to 2016. Another Sievert Høyem gig. This was actually in Odio Erodatiku, Erodion, as you may have heard it. He actually filmed this concert. this day and the next one that I'm gonna show you, and it's out on DVD. I don't know if you guys seen it. If you haven't, check it out. It's great. Amazing, Sivert Høyem, great performance. Of course, magical venue, you know, underneath the Parthenon. I remember everything from this night and from this night as well. I went both of the days in 2006. One of this September 2016, and a few days after that, October 2016, also again Sivert Høyem. Amazing nights, both of these nights. Okay, we got the same. Okay, yes, all right. So, moving on, 2016, Antimatter concert. I think this was my first one. Amazing concert. This was actually an electric show, electric evening with Antimatter. If you haven't heard of them, guys, it's a band from Liverpool, English band. Amazing singer, amazing songwriting. Check them out, it was a really good gig. All right. Third, David Gilmour show in France. As you can see here, it was 16th of July 2016 in Chateau de Chantilly venue. If you haven't checked it out, you know, go online, check it out. Amazing venue, guys. You know, it's pretty magical. Great gig. Okay, 2016, moving on. Another great name, Coldplay in Copenhagen. One of the best gigs I've ever went to, period. And of course another David Gilmour show in Plac Wolnowski, if I say that correctly, that's in Poland. We went there with one of my best friends for this concert. Amazing performance, bad venue though, very bad venue. I mean, half of the people behind, you know, the lighting on the stage couldn't see. I mean, behind the sound engineers couldn't see. So the venue was not very good, but the concert was amazing and the whole experience was magical. All right. Then we have another gig by some Greek artists, Yannis Agelakas, it's a Greek artist, and of course all of those. That was a good night, I remember that. Lots of people there, pretty hot, it was a good night. Another one of my best gigs, Sigur Rós, Platia Nerou, Faliro, near the sea. We watched this amazing show by Sigur Rós. I mean, couldn't believe that this sound was coming out from 3 people. And then of course we had some issues with the weather, but it turned out that it wasn't an issue because we had some magical lightnings above our heads. Whoever was at this concert knows exactly what I'm talking about. So this was one of the best concerts I've ever been to. Amazing performance. Moving on to another not so good concert, PJ Harvey and the Brian Johnston Massacre. I remember these guys, they played really good. PJ, she did play good, but I didn't like the set list so much, so it was a bit, you know, dull, let me just say. Not, you know, my cup of tea so much. Another amazing gig, Steven Wilson, 2016, Badminton Theatre. Whoever was there remembers that this was an amazing show, unbelievable sound, great performance by Steven and the band. I remember everything about this. Very good gig. All right, another Sivert Høyem concert. I think this is the 4th time I've seen him. 2016, 23rd of April, Piraeus Academy, great gig. I was a bit late, so I was a bit behind, you know, from the people, but I really enjoyed that. I was there with a friend of mine. Great gig. All right, and another one is Kovacs in the same venue, Piraeus Academy. This was a good gig. Not a big fan of Kovacs, but I had a friend who wanted to go, and she didn't have anyone to go to. And I'm like, I'm gonna join you. So went together there. It was an okay gig. She played very well, you know, but it's not my style of music. And then the last one from 2016 was The Death, DTA Tours. That was actually pretty much more like a tribute band to Death, you know, of the late Chuck Schuldiner. This was a really good gig, and the singer did a great job, both playing and, you know, with the vocal performance. He was really good. Really enjoyed that one. All right, that was 2016. Moving on to 2017. This was a tribute concert, as you can see, to Chris Cornell. Say Hello to Heaven. A lot of Greek bands on this concert paying tribute to the great man. This was like a 4-hour gig or something like that. So I stayed about 2.5, 3 hours and then I left. It was a good night. Right, moving on. There was actually a festival of stoner bands in Athens, here in Greece. I remember Planet of Zeus from this concert. They played really nice. Yeah, that's all I can remember for that. I actually went there because of my friend who plays in this band, Kraus. Check them out, guys. They're great. Another big one from 2017, Metallica. That was in Amsterdam, actually. Okay, sorry. Great gig for Metallica. I remember that very well. Okay, that was really nice. Another one from 2017, La Femme. Great venue. As you can see here, Technopoli. It's an outdoors venue, great venue. And it's just actually the first venue that I noticed there were like women outnumbering men from like 80% women to 20% men. That was crazy. But yeah, we had fun there. All right. Moving on to 2017, one of the best nights of my life in Italy, in Firenze Rocks Festival. Eddie Vedder, as you can see here, great man. One of the best gigs I've ever been to, and actually I have some videos on YouTube as well from that gig. What can I say? It's Eddie. Okay, another great one from 2017. This was actually Radiohead. And I have this band here we got when we entered the venue. It was actually a very, very nice gig. The one and only time that I've seen Radiohead live. Perfect gig, great sound. Although I would like the sound to be a bit, louder, what I just say. But nonetheless, a great gig. Alright, and the last one from 2017 is a concert by Need. I actually don't remember a lot from this concert. I mean, they played well, but I don't listen to them very much. But it was okay. Right, moving on to 2018, we got John Allen. This was a really nice gig. I didn't expect that. In a really, cozy, let's say, venue here in Athens. I didn't expect that. It was a really, really nice gig. And actually, I've been listening to him ever since. All right. Another good one, Nashville Pussy. They actually played in Unclub here in Greece. Really small club, but nonetheless, they kicked ass. Great band, great sound. And it was my first time seeing them live. Great show. All right. Then 2018. One of the best shows of Iron Maiden I've seen so far. Legacy of the Beast tour, supported by Volbeat, Tremonti, and other bands. Perfect performance by Maiden. Amazing Bruce Dickinson performance. Everything was great and the sound was unbelievable on this gig. Perfect performance by Maiden. And another big one, the last one from 2018, this was Pearl Jam, and it was actually in Rome. I remember this gig, we had a really bad place in the crowd, so we couldn't actually see them. We only watched, the screens and all that. But nonetheless, they played like 3 hours or something. And, amazing performance by Eddie as well, and the rest of the band. And Mike McCready was crazy on this gig. I mean, I couldn't believe my ears. Perfect. Great. And then the last two that we got from 2019 is again Antimatter, Liverpool band. That was actually a few days ago. good performance, not such a good set list in my opinion, but nonetheless I really enjoyed that. And I also have some videos of that on YouTube, on my YouTube channel as well. You can check them out. And the last and amazing gig was by this Norwegian band called Vårdruna. I think that's how you pronounce it. Great band, great venue, amazing sound from this band. And I didn't expect the vocal performance from the singer of Vårdruna. He was amazing. I couldn't believe that. I don't know if there are any YouTube videos by other people. I don't have any of them. But this was one of the best nights of my life, and I actually didn't expect that from this kind of music. They play like Norwegian folk music. You should check them out. It's a really great band. So yeah, that was all the concerts I've ever been to. Let me know your best concerts in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you like this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.